everybody. So this week the Beaver craft is a little bit more topical. Hopefully you've still got some paint left over from last week's craft, but this week we're going to be looking at the poppy. So you've probably noticed loads of poppies around town and people are wearing poppies. So poppies are worn on the lead up and especially on Armistice Day, which is also known as Remembrance Day. And that day is a day when we all take time out to remember those that have died in conflict. So during wars, people that have given their lives so that we can have freedom to move around nowadays and do what we do and enjoy all the privileges that we all have these days. Thousands and thousands and millions of people have died in conflicts throughout time. And this Wednesday, November the 11th, is when we remember it, because that was the day when World War I ended. And it was decided that at 11 o'clock on the 11th day, on the 11th month, we will always remember them. So we couldn't go to St Mary's this year and do our usual remembrance service, but it doesn't mean that we can't show that we haven't forgotten all those that gave the ultimate sacrifice in whatever conflict that happened in. So let's have a look at poppies. That's why we always wear our poppies with pride. So we can make some poppy pictures and we can put them in our windows. You might decide to, I don't know, take one to school with you to show everybody. And there's just a really good way of doing it. And as I say, I'm hoping you've still got some paint left over from last week. So they're very simple, the poppy pictures that we're doing this week, but they're quite fun to do. So what are you going to need? Well, first of all, you need a sheet of paper. I've just got myself a bigger sheet of paper here. You also need a potato. Why do we need a potato? Because I'm going to put my glove on for this. I'm using a glove as well, but you don't have to do. It just saves me having to wash my hands quite so much. And I'm sure there's lots of gloves around at the moment. So here, I got this potato, just a regular potato. Yes, it's got some red on it. And I cut it, but you'll obviously have to ask your helper or grown-up to cut it in half. So I cut it lengthways, so the long way, because I wanted quite a big shape. Once you've cut it, you'll see it looks a little bit like an oval. You can guess what I'm going to be doing with them anyway when you've seen them. So I've cut them into an oval. I've also got a good old paper plate with some red paint on it, a little bit of green and a little bit of black, because those are the main colours of poppies. So all you need to do is get your half a potato and put it into the red paint. Press it in, move it around, and you'll be able to tell if it's covered or not when you pick it up. If your potato is nice and red, then that means it's got lots of paint on it. Once you've chopped your potato, it might be worth just dabbing them on a bit of kitchen roll just to take off the extra liquid moisture that's in there. So next thing you're going to do, I'm going to do mine upside down. You just simply put your potato on the paper, press it down and give it a bit of a squish, a bit of a wibble wobble. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be exact. When you lift your potato off, look at that. You've been left with a circle. Now if you look at my poppy, you can see it's got like two circles on top of each other. It goes in a little bit at the sides. So get your potato again, squish it in. This is potato printing. I'm sure you've done this sometimes. Some more red on your potato. And this time you put the potato, I'm trying to do it so you can see it, just a little bit further down. And again, give it a good press and a good squish down. And when you lift your potato off, mine hasn't quite got the red paint in there, but that's okay, because all I need to do is go back over it, give it another squish, pick it up, and now it has. So if you can see, you've got a bit of a poppy shape there. Like I say, it doesn't have to be exact, because all poppies are different. Now, I'm going to do a few of these. So while I'm doing these, why poppies? Well, there was a very famous poem done by a soldier called Flanders Fields, and he mentioned the poppy flower in his poem. And poppies grow in very, how can I say this? Disturbed land. So land that's seen a lot of action, a lot of conflict, where the soil has all been cut up a little bit. Poppies love that sort of ground and they live there really easily. So it was decided that the poppy would be a very good symbol because where the soldiers had lost their lives, poppies grew. And red was the colour that was decided to be the colour for remembrance. Now my poppy's splodged a little bit there, but do you know what? That's absolutely fine. I'm going to get a bit more red on there. Don't worry if yours does. The main thing is that you enjoy doing these pictures. And you must always wear your poppy on your left hand side. So that's the side left, this side. Ask your grown up to point to you where's your left, where your heart is. The poppy goes over your heart, okay? That's another good way of remembering it. Now it's also said that the green leaf of the poppy represents new life. Think of green shoots growing in the fields. Plants, new plants, they're very green, aren't they, a lot of them? So the green of the leaf is to represent that. It's not always, it's just what some people have said that might be why they have the green leaf as well. And it's also said that the green leaf should be pointing towards 11 o'clock. Because do you remember me saying it being the 11th hour of the 11th month? So that is why the leaf points slightly off, not right up, just at 11 o'clock. If you imagine you had a clock, it will be pointing at number 11. Okay, so now you might have seen different colour poppies as well. Sometimes there's purple poppies. Purple poppies were brought in and decided that the purple poppy would represent the animals that were killed in the war. Because don't forget, there was an awful lot of horses, dogs. They even used pigeons to take messages, etc. And all these animals gave their lives just like the humans did. So there, I've got 3 poppies. One's a bit of a messy one, but that's okay. We don't worry about that. Next thing, when you've got your red, now you'll see my potatoes are looking a little bit splodgy now. Get your thumb, okay? And this time I'm going to splodge my thumb in the green. So it's quite squishy, but this is why it's a good idea to have gloves if you can get them. There you go. You see my green thumb there? So if you remember, I'm going to turn my paper out because I can't quite do this upside down. So you're looking to put your leaf at 11 o'clock. So squish 1 leaf there. There's 1 leaf on. 2 leaves. That's another leaf on. And I'm squashing my hand in the paint in between so that I get lots of green paint on every time. And there's 3 leaves. So there's my leaves on my poppies. I'm going to make this leaf, that's it, maybe a little bit bigger. It's quite fun doing some printing. I'm sure we've done thumb pictures before now. We've definitely done hand and feet pictures. So there we've got our poppies with our leaves. Okay, I'm making a bit of a mess with one poppy there, but that's fine. Next thing is the black. And the black goes in the centre of the poppy. Again, it's said that black is the colour of mourning. So that's like the colour when somebody's really sad because they've lost somebody, they've died, the person's died. So the colour, a lot of people wear black. Black is said to be the colour of mourning. So I've just dabbed it on my finger and I'm just dabbing it. If I can do it, I can't do it straight up. Right in the centre of the poppy. So these look really quite effective, especially when you do a few on a sheet like that. So you could put these sheets, you could do a big one if you wanted and put it in your window perhaps, like we did the rainbows, let's say, or you could do a sheet of them, or just do a single one. But the important thing is that you show that you remember people that sacrificed their lives. They died for us, basically. So it's very, very respectful to wear a poppy, and it's something that First Wigton takes very, very seriously. So I hope you have fun with that craft, guys. Again, don't forget to send some pictures in, and then hopefully I can get them on our Facebook page. You'll see that we've already got a poppy on there. And if you've got your poppy, remember that you must wear it with pride. And I shall see you next week, guys. Take care. Bye.